gray eyes scan the page. A king is not a conqueror. A king is the symbol of a nation. A king is the representative of his people. Row upon row of words about how a king should be. Yet the eyes in which these words are reflected showed no hint of admiration or discovery. The boy exhales in tedium. These things are already known to him. As a prince, he has been striving to develop all manner of wisdom in order that he might prepare for his future as a king. All these books say the same things. Annoyed, the prince closes the book and makes to return to his quarters. When he reaches the exit, he notices that the guards all seem a bit more on edge than normal. Ah yes, he thinks, the signing ceremony. Today, his father was signing a trade agreement with a neighboring country, supplying them with clockwork soldiers in exchange for large amounts of their natural resources. The neighboring kingdom desired these clockwork soldiers greatly, for they were of small population and thus lacked in troops. But clockwork men who would fight eternally without grumble or pause were a breakthrough solution to this particular problem. And as for the prince's kingdom, they needed natural resources to further their own research and development, much of which was dedicated to these very same clockwork soldiers. His footsteps echo across the marble floor. The castle is large, and it is quite a distance to his chambers. He thinks about the ceremony as he greets another set of guards. Though he is a prince, he has yet to witness such an international affair for himself. It would be good for me to know about such things. Maybe I should take a quick peek and see what it's like. It can only benefit me in the future, after all. Thus, having rationalized it, he decides to walk past the drawing room where the ceremony is being held, on the way back to his chambers. The group from the neighboring country has already arrived, and there is quite a large crowd gathered. There are numerous guards from the prince's kingdom, as well as ones from the opposing side. There are ministers and clerks and advisors and lawyers, and in the center of it all, the two kings. But then, at the edge of the crowd, the prince spies a young girl. She lifts the hem of her white skirt and curtsies at the room, seemingly at ease amidst all the murmuring adults. After gazing at her for a bit, realization finally dawns. She's the daughter of the other king, a princess. He recalled what he had just been reading in his book. She is not a king herself, but she seems to understand how a royal family member should act. As he stares, the prince reflects on his own position. Will I ever be that confident? That composed? As if sensing his attention, the princess suddenly turns around. He immediately hides his face behind the book in his hand, but it is a useless gesture. Before he knows it, the princess is approaching him. He tries to pull himself together and fails miserably, but the princess either doesn't notice or doesn't care. Instead, she stands right in front of him and says, "You seem pretty weak for a prince." "What?" he responds. The prince immediately rejects his earlier thoughts. She's not acting like royalty at all. She's just rude. You're the daughter of the king," he stammers. "You should be ashamed to treat a fellow royal in such a way." He thinks his argument came out rather well, all in all, but it is a wasted effort. The princess is wholly uninterested in what he has to say. "Right, whatever. Listen." "Whatever? What do you—" The girl suddenly places a finger on his mouth, cutting off his argument. Her lips, which are the color of early spring blossoms, break into a smile as she says, "Want to go play?" His gray eyes widen in bewilderment.